Welcome to the second episode of our new program, still new, Speaking Serie B. My name is Elia. I'm one of the hosts, and together with 𝐏𝐫𝐞-𝐑𝐨𝐮, we both live in the US. Currently, I'm in Italy, but it doesn't really matter. While we support different football teams, we are united by our passion for the game. So, Jake, please, if you want to introduce yourself, let's begin with today's episode.
Well, good evening, Elia, for you and back in Italy. I've been hearing you've been back in Italy for these last few days, but yeah, thank you for having me once again. I'm really excited. We did a episode earlier, like a month ago, just kind of pre-discussing, testing it out, but to be like a few days from the start of the season, it's very, very exciting. So happy to start and really looking forward to it.
Absolutely, yes. We did the first episode, which wasn't live, as you were saying. We just were testing it out, and we did share our pronostici. Pronostici. Help me out, Jake. Our
Predictions, yeah, that's how it's
predictions. Thank you very much for the upcoming season. But now the season is really upon us. So all the games have been played, and even the first round of Coppa Italia. So we can have reached some sort of conclusions is a big word, but we can share what is the impressions that we have of the teams of this
Yeah, yeah,
season.
well,
So
yeah, since this is the first episode, obviously this is, both live. I believe it's live on, both of our channels, so we're
indeed,
still if there's still any issues, we're gonna be, this is still only the second episode, so there's still we'll be definitely improving as the season goes on, but, it looks like both of this video will be this live for the season will be available on both Elia's channel and my channel at 𝐏𝐫𝐞 USA. So just wanted to add that. But no, going back to the
of
Coppa
course.
Italia, yeah. There was a lot of results that some surprising, some, you expected the quote unquote big team to win, or the in this case like the Serie A team to beat the Serie B team. But there was some shock results. I don't think you could take really a lot of things away from
Hmm.
just one a Copa game in the middle of August because you see that like a lot of times where some teams will pull off shocks and then just go on to be have really bad seasons or vice versa. They'll get knocked out and they'll do pretty well. So I don't think it's really a firm determination of like where things are going to stand and where things are going to be what's it called like put in the season,
Yeah, no,
So
it's absolutely premature to come to jump to conclusions. I agree. Calcio d'agosto is not going to be for the rest of the season, but we got to talk about something. So
yeah, exactly. And so, Cittadella losing to Sassuolo 2-1 on Friday, and then you were obviously in Salerno for the Salernitana Spezia game, for the Coppa game.
yes, let's
And
start by talking about Cittadella and Spezia, and then we can take a look at the other teams, since those are the two
perfect.
teams that we follow closely and we know about the most. So if you want to start to tell us about what you think is the mental and physical condition of the Cittadella team, and now is going to start the season, please go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, yeah. So, I just ended up finishing a podcast with Carlo Cicino. He's a journalist, local journalist from Cittadella that covers the team. So we kind of went a lot in depth about the game and previewing this upcoming match against Salernitana on the weekend. But going back, um, it's like I said, it's hard to put any firm conclusions on what uh, you know is going to happen for the season just based off this one game. I think there was like a lot of positive shown. I think there was some still there's some uncertainty of who's going to start where they're going to start. Four new players did start in this match or did get playing time in this match. I really liked Jacobo de Sogus from he's a young player, young striker, kind of acts as a winger, but he was playing in the striker role from 𝐏𝐫𝐞. I really liked Casolari in the defensive midfielder, kind of like as a regista in that type of role. So he was there, but Cittadella is still missing a lot of players from whatever it may be. For example, Luca Pandolfi wasn't available for the match. Simone Branca, who was on the bench to start the game, he came in the second half, but he was not fit to start because he had some, I believe it was chest issues, or he was sick for a lot of the preseason. So he ended up joining late. And so I think he's still starting to get into the rhythm. But in terms of the game, I think both sides were very tired. You could really tell from that match. It was Calcio d'Agosto, the weather and just the still preseason form. I think both teams are still kind of still filling it out. But you know, I think it was an avoidable loss, but at the end of the day, you can't get really too frowned upon that because at the end of the day, Serie B is what Cittadella is focusing on most, and I think that was a good first competitive match for Cittadella.
Right. You did mention that Spezia was in Salerno for the Coppa Italia, and Salerno is where Cittadella is going to start from,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, that is right. That's right. Saturday, August 17th, that's where Cittadella will be playing the first match. I'm a little concerned about the field in Salerno at the Orecchi because from the TV broadcast in the match against Spezia, felt like there was a lot of rough patches and the field did not look in best condition. I don't know what you could tell as you were there physically, but from the TV, it didn't look like the best quality of pitches.
The game lived from the stadium is completely different from a game watched on TV. I really missed it. It's really something. Even when you are in the crowd live, you are a different person. And being also in that part of the stadium, in the curva, it was only 58 of us, 58 Spezia fan. Is a very long trasferta. It was like 8 hours drive to get to Salerno. Luckily, with my wife, we had the possibility to go in Salerno 2 days before. We made a stop in Terni. We met Matteo Pera from Ternana Live. He showed us the city and the surrounding was beautiful. We exchanged the scarves, and then in Salerno we met with I don't know his last name, also has a Facebook page, the Football 1919, and we did the scarves exchange with him as well. But I can't tell you much. I mean, I have impressions, about the game, but although you see the whole pitch from the stadium, all the goals, so the game ended 3-3. We only saw one goal scored right in front of us, the Soleri 3-1, I guess. So all the others were on the other side. We didn't even realize that was Candelari who scored the first first goal.
Including the penalty kick shootout. It was on the other side of the stadium.
Exactly. So it was awesome vibrationally, emotionally. But as far as technicality, when they told me, well, the penalty that they gave Salernitana during the game wasn't a real penalty. Well, it was on the other side. I can't say. I haven't seen it, But it was awesome. It was awesome. And as far as the pitch, I think that it's a mix of Erbino Sintetico and real grass. And I didn't realize that it could not be in good condition. I don't know. I know that the stadium is really, really old. My wife used the facilities and she said everything was shaking. It felt like the walls were coming down any second. The bar in the Curva Ospiti was really in bad shape. She told me to go and film it, but I was so much in the moment. There were so many things I wanted to do. I forgot. We did 3 lives from the stadium, the pre-game, the impressions mid-game, and then during the penalties. Awesome experience. I had the possibility to meet a lot of people that I recorded chats with before, and I never met in person, people that I knew, and absolutely awesome. It was great to be back. And the team gave us good impressions. We were 2-0, and we lost the lead to the point that we ended up losing and not passing the round, not achieving the next round at the penalties at the end. But it was extremely hot. Salernitana is a team that coming from the major league, so it must count for something. Although most of the players left, we left. We lost Daniele Verde to Salernitana. Ristov wasn't not only is the captain, but he's the cornerstone right now of our defense. Didn't play until the last minutes, and I think 5 of what could be the players of the titolare lined up, of the main team that are going to start.
Yeah.
Starting 11, thank you. So 5 of the starting 11 that we might see playing with Pisa in Pisa Saturday 17th were not on the field from the get-go. So it's okay not to pass the round. The team appeared to be on the job, organized, lucid mentally, and then we always had those last 15 minutes that are compromising games from a few seasons to this point. So that's kind of disappointing, but let's hope that they're learning from their mistakes. I think that Luca D'Angelo will help them not to drop the ball in the last few minutes, because it's a very mindset-oriented guy, so he's going to be on their case to improve this.
Yeah. So. Yeah, well, I mean, I wanted to ask you, is this, do you have much more different hopes for this season? Do you definitely, I'm assuming it's going to be much different from last season where it was a relegation. Now, hopefully you guys are going to be talking about promotion and playoffs maybe?
We hope so, that it's going to be better than last season, because worse is difficult. But yes, we avoid relegation at the last game of the season. I mean, anything worse would be relegation. So hopefully it's going to be better.
Yeah.
Luca D'Angelo seemed to be a bit worried. The most recent press conference right after the game in Salernitana, he said that he's expecting a lot from the Esposito's brothers. He said that he was counting on Daniele Verde before the game. These are things that he said before the Salernitana game. Then after the Salernitana game, once that it was official that Daniele Verde was no longer with us, and they asked him, Daniele Verde left, are you foreseeing any other players leaving? And should they leave, do you think that the management, that the ownership will be able to replace them correctly? His answer was, I would be happy if I was able to continue doing my job with the guys that I currently have. So we don't know what to expect. He's shooting, of course, to achieve the salvezza as soon as possible. He said, we are the same players that we were last season, less Daniele Verde with Soleri that we didn't have. Like meno Verde più Soleri. So realistically, let's avoid relegation as soon as possible, and then we'll see how the championship will evolve. In my prediction, I put Spezia in the playoffs spots, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's definitely, I mean, you don't want to get too carried away with dreaming about Serie A when the job of the Salvezza isn't even finished yet. So definitely. Right. And I think both Cittadella and Spezia just being in Serie B, historically, that's an incredible achievement. And
that is something that Gazzoli mentioned.
Is their ninth recently season in Serie B for the team which consistently has the lowest payroll, lowest budget. It's really, I think a lot of people tend to forget like how incredible of an achievement that is. Yes,
absolutely, I agree with you.
Serie A, like Cittadella has in the last few years, losing in the final and narrowly avoiding relegation on the final day the previous season. I think a lot of people tend to carry away with that fact. But you said at the stadium, it's a different experience. I could kind of relate to that because, as you know, in March I went to my first Cittadella game finally at the Tombolato. Finally went to Italy and experienced it live. And Cittadella the club was just so good to me. And I have that whole story in another time, but that was just experiencing that live.
But you can find something. I think you shared some video on your YouTube channel, right? If people are interested on checking out how that experience went, it's present on your channel.
The local TV, Rigorosamente Cittadella, did like a little segment on me. It was like 5 minutes or so. They did an interview at the end, and I was able to meet the president, Gabrielli,
Awesome.
and every and some other. It was fantastic, and even though Cittadella did lose that match 1-0, the last minute goal from Pisa that ended up being their eighth straight loss. So unfortunately, I went probably at the worst time of at the season where the team was just in free fall. I mean,
Sorry.
that was incredible.
Yeah, it was on a losing streak, right? If I remember well.
Yeah, and that was, like, probably the worst, moment in the season, so, the atmosphere was very tense and, the some of the fans were protesting against the players, but regardless of the result, I had a unbelievable time, and that was just an amazing experience that I'll never forget, and hopefully, soon I'll be back in Cittadella.
Awesome. Do you know when are you planning to get back?
I don't know. I really don't know. I can't make any guarantees or promises that it'll be this season, just because a lot of things could change, and I'm still trying to work it out. Obviously, it's not cheap flying from the U.S. to Europe,
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
and it's also it's there's not a lot of time.
You
Just
can't
because
come for like a weekend, watch the game, and come back. It makes no sense in light
yeah,
of how long
yeah.
it takes to get
And
here.
and if
Absolutely. I agree.
if I do go to Italy, like, I'd wanna explore another city just because I'm
Of
there,
course.
and so
Of
it's a
course.
lot, but, hopefully, fingers crossed that I could do it, if not, I'm sure I'll be back there eventually, so no need to worry. It could be the next season or it could be the following, but
Right.
I'm sure I'll be
You
back.
want to make the experience count. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we mentioned our thoughts, our perception of the current situation with sorry, I wanted to upload a few things from the cell phone, but I saw that it creates echo. So as we said, we are perfectioning this live experience, so bear with us, guys. I apologize. But let me
Yeah.
pull up first the the games of what is going to be the first round of Serie B, so that we don't exclusively talk about Cittadella and Spezia.
Yes.
Here you go. So these
Giornata
are the
1.
say it again.
Giornata 1, the match day 1.
Giornata 1, exactly. So we will start tomorrow, August 16th at 8:30 p.m. Brescia Palermo. So what is your expectation of this game?
Uh, well, I mean, I before I want to talk about these games, like, I think we should address the TV situation
Oh yes,
because
good idea. Absolutely,
this
yes.
this week, there was still unknown of where Serie B was going to be being watched, but DAZN did get the rights until 2027. So all games will be on DAZN, and I believe Brescia Palermo will be free to watch on DAZN. It's going to be a special game, free. However, there is still we're still waiting on the confirmation for Sky. We don't know if they're gonna buy the rights or if they are gonna do it partially. There was also talks of Amazon Prime buying the rights. There's still a lot of issues, and for us in the United States, there's still we don't really know where we're going to watch it because DAZN is pretty strict on geo blocking things. It worked with Sky last year, but as you know, Sky we don't know if they're going to be buying the rights. So yeah, I really don't know where I'm gonna watch it, and fingers crossed that something comes up in the next few days. But that's how are you gonna be watching it?
Yeah, no, it's a real mess, as you were saying. I wanted to be in Pisa since I am here, but the 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 ticket just disappeared in a matter of hours. There were only 900 tickets for the guest area. Is that how you call it? The guest,
Yeah, the away section or the settori
the away
ospiti. Yeah.
section, Settore Ospite, indeed. And I had to wait for my wife to see if she wanted to come after the experience in Salernitana, and I had to wait for my father to get the Eagle card, which is la tessera del tifoso, in order for him to buy the tickets. And waiting this long basically allowed everybody else to get the tickets while I didn't. So we were in Salerno with Michele, who's helping me with the creation of content and all, and he was trying to make the tickets as they were disappearing. Like people were, we have a couple that the wife did made the ticket and the husband didn't. They didn't have, they were just disappearing this quickly. Even somebody from Pisa that I know who wants to go to support Pisa in Pisa wasn't able to get a ticket sometimes. So it's a really felt game, and the condition of the Arena Garibaldi aren't the best. So it really reduces the amount of people that can go to live, enjoy this experience. So my situation currently is, if this lady, if the husband of this lady does not get the ticket, I can exchange the name on the ticket and I can go to the Arena Garibaldi and watch the game live. Otherwise, we're going to get together with a friend of ours in his house who has the membership for 𝐏𝐫𝐞, and we're going to be watching it, the three of us, and I either do the live impressions with them, or I'll do the 3 lives, pre-game, mid-game, and after game. Somehow, I'm going to find a way to watch it, but I don't know how yet.
Yeah.
What are you planning on doing? What are you going to be able to watch this first round, or what is the situation?
So last season I was watching with Sky, or with Now TV, and
right, Now TV, absolutely.
Yeah, it was great. I got every game. I was able to watch 𝐏𝐫𝐞. I had zero problems, but obviously now Sky is. I mean, I saw a report today that nothing has been signed, or nothing's been official yet. And
right.
they're talking about they might not even buy them after all, or they might only buy partially some games, and it's just I don't know what to do, because also 𝐷AZN is going to geo-block it, so there's no way to watch it. But also 𝐷AZN's really expensive. I heard it was $70, €70 a month, if I'm correct with that. That's what people are playing in Italy. So it's not only us in the United States that's angry about it.
Yeah,
it's
I
also
thought it was 45 today. I was on the phone with this friend of mine. He said, no, it's 60. It is what it is. And it's money. It's a money game. It's a money game. So it's ridiculous. It's really outrageous. Is that how you say outrageous, right?
Yeah,
unacceptable.
it's outrageous. They say calcio è per I tifosi, but with this,
good luck with that.
Definitely not.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if I'm maybe Amazon Prime will come and bail us out the last.
No, yes, I do think that like Sky or something will get involved, but we're gonna be losing at least the first 2 or 3 rounds, and then we can go to watch it on Now TV probably again.
Yeah,
but as of today, there is really no alternative.
Yeah, I mean, if unless something comes up, I guess I'll just be getting updates from like a friend who's watching the game in Salernitana, or who knows what's going to happen. But
yeah, we got to come up with something, otherwise it's going to be expensive. Yeah.
And even yeah, and I heard even in Serie A, even though Paramount Plus has it here in the United States, they're still struggling to sell the rights abroad to other countries like Australia. I think India was one of them that they
Serie
were
B is much more followed than I thought, looking at the numbers. Like I think you told me that.
Serie A.
Okay, you're talking about Serie A. Okay.
Serie A. Yeah. Serie A was they're still struggling to sell the rights to other countries. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think I heard in the UK they're only streaming 2 games a week or per match day. So it's very interesting. It's a very complicated scenario.
Yeah, and of course, to pay the price, literally, are the fans. So it is what it is. Do you want me to pull up the list of games for the first round?
Let's go. Let's do it.
So here we go. We were saying that the first game of this season will be Brescia-Palermo tomorrow, which is Friday, 16th at 8:30 p.m. Brescia-Palermo in Brescia. Now, I said that Palermo is among the favorites. I think there are 2 great favorites this season. One is Palermo and the other one is Sampdoria, because of all the help that is receiving. So, what are you expecting from this first game of the season? How do you? I don't know if you follow any of these two teams in the preseason and how they did, and
Oh,
what is your
it,
opinion about this
it's
game?
always difficult to predict what exactly is going to happen on the
Indeed,
first match day because so much could change throughout the season. I mean, we're going to look back on this match day and think like, what were we thinking about, predicting these teams or, have no idea what to expect. But these are Brescia and Palermo. I think are two clubs that are going to be difficult to play against, and I definitely think they're going to be in the top half of the table. Palermo, I think, fighting for the top two, and Brescia at least is going to be fighting for playoffs. So I expect a close game. I'm going to go 1-1 just because it's. I think that'll be a fair result.
awesome. So, Brescia Palermo X.
X, yeah.
X, right? Yeah, in Italian, uno, due, or X, right? Uno, X, due. So last I was checking, I'm trying to look for, that's why I'm appearing, I'm disappearing. I'm looking for the earphones of my phone so that I can upload the video that I took, but I can't find it. And as if I don't use the earphones, I'm going to create the echo while I'm uploading the video. So I didn't want to um, interfere with the quality of the audio of this live. But anyhow, I'll forget about it. And yeah, I was checking out also how last season ended, and Brescia ended the season with 51 points in seventh place, if I'm not mistaken. So I do agree with you that they might be among not the protagonists, but they're gonna do a good championship. I hope what I'm saying right now is in line with my predictions that we did in the previous chat, because I honestly don't remember where I placed Brescia. I
Yeah,
don't have the notes with me.
actually, like a few days ago when I was recording my own podcast, I did do my predictions once again, but I slightly tweaked it. So I mean, it wasn't that much.
Good,
But
good. Le
I
idee
just
sono fatte per cambiare. So ideas are made so that we can change them. It's totally
yeah,
fine.
yeah. So
Absolutely.
like I think I put Brescia back in the top to top 8, and or I might have put Pisa there or something. I don't know, but
Cool.
yeah, I think they're mostly the same, so don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. So I wanted to see what were the results of these two teams in the in the preseason games. I honestly don't know. Let me see if it doesn't matter. So Brescia Palermo, X is not. I've been saying for the whole past season that sono tutte triple. So since I consider Palermo to be the main favorite, I think they're gonna win in Brescia. So Brescia Palermo 2-2. That's what I think. I don't know the result, but I do hope. Also because I sympathize for Palermo Sam, so I wouldn't mind them winning in Brescia and starting with a 3-point result. Do you have anything to add to this?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
I didn't want to interrupt you. That's why.
Brescia
Yeah.
did beat Venezia in the Coppa. In that was kind of a surprising result. So no, I think both are strong teams. So I think a draw is fair.
So they're in good shape. All right. So the next game will be Südtirol Modena, and this is one of the other games that are going to be playing. I want to say like all the others, but no, we're going to have games even on Sunday. We'll get to them later. So in Bolzano, Südtirol Modena. I would say I remember that in the prediction I said the Südtirol this season is going to be relegated. So I'm going to say the Modena is going to start with a win in Bolzano. So Südtirol Modena 2, Südtirol Modena 2. What do you say?
Well, this is Bisoli's return to Südtirol because he is now the
Right.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, this is a homecoming for him because he did really good miracles there in the previous season when they made playoffs. I don't know because Südtirol is always a difficult team to play, especially at home. Going up to Bolzano in the mountains, it's just very difficult to play. They're a very organized team, so you know, um, I'm I'm gonna go 0-0 draw.
All right.
It's gonna be a
I'm a 2. You are an Xer.
yeah, yeah.
We should
I
write these
like the
things down,
draws.
maybe. We should write this. I don't know. I'm gonna write them down just in case. I'm not gonna create shorts. I'm in Italy. I can't edit too much. And yeah, I'm
I could
sorry.
write them down.
So
I could start right now.
yeah, okay. If you want to, it would be nice. Did you see the shorts that I'm creating about the previous video about the predictions with the numbers appearing? I have to improve and do that live, but yeah, it's gonna take a while before I figure that out how to do that.
Well,
So
yeah, that was great. So, yeah, so I'm gonna put. So I'm just gonna put. So for Brescia Palermo, you put. I forgot you said Palermo.
I said 2-2. So Palermo is gonna win in Brescia, and Modena is going to win in Bolzano, according to my prediction.
Okay, so both 2s, and I have both
X for both games. Yeah, perfect.
All right.
So that if you can remember, and then we do the next live for the prediction of round 2 and our dissecting of round 1, we can see how many we got.
Perfect. All right. Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Salernitana Cittadella. I let you start with this.
Oh man.
What do you think that the result is going to be?
You're putting me on the spot with the reverse jinx. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be difficult because I was explaining this in my podcast. I have no idea what to expect for Salernitana. Like, I don't know if they're going to be good. I don't know if they're going to be bad this year. We could say basically the same for Cittadella. I mean, I could see them fight for playoffs, but I could also see them in relegation. So, just for the sake of this, I'm going to go for a Salernitana win 2-1.
Yeah, we got to start with the realization that in Serie B is really tough to predict. That's the beauty of the championship. So we're just here, just having fun. Most likely Brescia is going to win and Südtirol is going to win maybe, and we'll both be wrong in both games. But, these are just our opinions as fans and see what happens. Just, this is part of the fun in following Serie B. So why not? So exactly. What did you say? The Südtirol Cittadella, what was the end prediction?
Oh, you mean Salernitana Cittadella?
Sorry, Salernitana Cittadella. You're right, sorry.
Salernitana, so 1.
Okay, sei scaramantico. You're scaramantico. How do you say you believe in luck and you don't want to say the Cittadella is going to win because it's your team?
Complimenti al Salernitana per la vittoria.
Already. Cool. So I can say that Salernitana seems to be healthier than I expected. During the previous video, in the prediction, they said Salernitana is going to struggle, I think, like Spezia did struggle last season, but they're going to be struggling for different reasons. They had to reinvent the whole team, which is something that Spezia didn't do last season. In fact, one of the issues that Spezia had was that the Rosa, the team, was made out of players, too many players that didn't want to play in Serie B, and that was part of the issue. But Salernitana did reinvent the team, and it seems like that it's already working out. Although they did lose Dia from the game in Cittadella, in Coppa Italia, and is not going to be present at the game with Cittadella. I think he left for Lazio, right? He's playing Lazio. Am I wrong?
So. I saw something. Yeah.
As soon as he got on the 𝐏𝐫𝐞 to kick the penalty, the whole stadium it was booing at him. They really despise him in Salerno by now.
Wow.
Last season he wasn't going to the trainings. It's a tough situation, and also the Salernitana's supporters are how do you say contestano la proprietà? They are contesting, not contesting. They are criticizing, protesting exactly the ownership. What's that? So it is a particular situation in Salerno, but the team Maggiore, for example, ex Spezia, seems like he wants to go back to play in Serie A. He might go to Genoa. So it's really tough to predict the first rounds, not only the first, but even the second and the third, because the players might not in the top physical condition, because the market is still open. So a lot of changes will come up. But I hope Cittadella is going to win in Salerno with Salernitana, but Salernitana seemed like a healthy team. It's going to be a tough game. And Salernitana supporter used to go like 10,000 in abroad games, so they're really close to the team. The Diarek, it's a tough place to play in. I don't know how full it's going to be. It's going to be a difficult start. 1x2. X, because I hope Cittadella starts without losing, but it's going to be a difficult game. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to start with the next one. You started with Cittadella, so I'm going to start with Spezia, Pisa. I really don't want to give a prediction on this one. Spezia lost in Salernitana after playing convincingly until the last 15 minutes. Maybe Salernitana started better in the first half of the first time, the first 20 minutes. We were just playing counter-attacking, but we kicked more than we ever did in the entire season last year. The 3 goals came from, actually kicking toward the goal, which is something we'd never done last season. So Spezia starts a bit more concreto. How do you say concreto, Jake? Concreto,
it means concrete, but more convincing, I think. That's
the word. Yeah. They're not fussing around this season. You know what I mean? Hopefully, at least so it looks like. But Pisa, I think is going to be among the protagonists of this season. I think I put it in 6th place in my prediction, if I'm not mistaken. Filippo Inzaghi is the new coach there. Last night we did a live with Gabriele Bianchi of Punto Radio and Il Pisa Siamo Noi. He's a journalist, and he was telling us how active Pisa is on the market. New players coming in, a few players from the youth. So they really want to try to be among the protagonists of these seasons. I do hope we can win, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to say X on this one too. Pisa Spezia, it's very important not to start with a loss. So Pisa Spezia X.
I'm gonna go 3-1 to Pisa. I really like this. I'm liking this Pisa team. They were talking about bringing in Lapadula. I don't know if that rumor has died down, but if they do get Lapadula, that's going to be a really, really good pickup from there. But I think I kind of overlooked Pisa in our predictions things. But after looking at them, I think I'm starting to grow a little more optimistic about them, and I think they will sneak into that playoff. So I'm gonna go, a flying start under the Inzaghi era, so 3-1. But Spezia will still, no need to panic because I'm sure they'll win the next game. So I'm gonna go for Pisa.
I'm not very, very scaramantico, but so I do appreciate anyhow that you, in your prediction, you make us lose. So it's cool. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult game, as you were saying. And speaking about Lampadula, yes. Gabriele last time was telling us that, yes, the talk is still ongoing and he might actually come. So as you said, it could be an interesting acquisition, another good acquisition. Bari Juve Stabia, what are your thoughts about this game, Jake?
So it's a interesting game because Bari obviously had a horrible season last and just avoided relegation in the playouts. Juve Stabia coming up. I don't think I think Juve Stabia might struggle this season, even though the Serie C winners usually do well the following. I heard they're going to be playing their home games, or at least their first one, in Piacenza, and so that even though they're going to be playing in Bari in this game, I think their next game will be in Piacenza. So I don't know. I'm not really convinced on Juve Stabia, and I'm going to say Bari for this one, probably a 1-0 game. So Bari, so 1.
All right. Yeah, it's basically, it is a game with neopromossa. I don't know how you say that in English, so no chance of knowing how to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And a team that avoided relegation with a really tough end of the season. So it's going to be a close game potentially. And yes, I would say I agree with you. Bari, Juve Stabia 1. Did you say Bari is going to win, right?
Yes, I said 1-0.
Yeah, I agree. I can't predict the result, but I think that Bari is going to be able to. They play at home. Bari is a difficult piazza as well. The supporters are very close. They're a lot. So they need to show that, last season was a mistake. Also because the previous season, the 2022-2023, if I'm not mistaken, they almost got promoted. So they did a back-to-back, un testa e coda, upside down, so unexpectedly. So they have to show something. All right, on to the next game. Catanzaro Sassuolo. I remember that I said that Catanzaro fairy tale is over. The coach left. 2 key players left. Sassuolo is a neo retrocessa, so they just came down from Serie A. They might not be able to go back to Serie A immediately, but I am certain that Sassuolo is going to be among the protagonists of this season. So Catanzaro Sassuolo 2. I think Sassuolo is going to win in Catanzaro.
Sassuolo.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So Catanzaro, I do kind of agree that they probably won't be as competitive or as strong, let's say, as last year. But I feel more optimistic than I did earlier in the month, where I was kind of predicting them, I believe, in the relegation. I do think now they will probably survive, but they'll probably finish 15th or 14th because they did get more reinforcements. I heard it's going to be a full crowd in Catanzaro at their stadium. So, I think the fans are really going to get behind them and do well. And just because of saying that, I think because Sassuolo still, there's some players that may leave and are still kind of there. The most important player, Loriente, who still might be going to Serie A club, might not be. So there's still uncertainty. For this, I'm going to say Catanzaro. So, I mean, a little bit of a shock.
All right.
But, Catanzaro, I'll say probably 2-1.
All right. 2-1 supported by the fans who are actually
It'll push them up.
Yeah, ecstatic because, last season they got promoted after I don't know many years. I don't remember exactly how many years from Serie C, from Lega Pro. They achieved the playoffs, so they better have a good start. But yeah, cool. So this actually, Catanzaro Sassuolo, will be the first game of Sunday, because all the previous games that we've already predicted, Brescia Palermo, Südtirol Modena, Salernitana Cittadella, Pisa Spezia, and Bari Juve Stabia will play on Saturday, August 17th, and they will all be playing at the same time at 8:30 p.m. Catanzaro Sassuolo and all the remaining games will be played on Sunday, August 18th, all of them at 8:30 p.m. So the next game that we're going to be predicting will be Cesena Carrarese. Do we start or do you start?
2 of the promoted clubs.
You're up, I think. You're up.
Yeah,
because I started with the prediction of Sassuolo, Catanzaro Sassuolo. Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah, I'll say I've been predicting a lot of the home team to be winning in this game, so I think that streak will continue. I think Cesena will win this 2-0.
All right. Yeah, Cesena Catanzaro. Cesena Carrarese. Absolutely. Cesena Carrarese 1. I think that Cesena. We did the predictions with you, and then we did the predictions with some friends that are part of the 𝐏𝐫𝐞 &𝐸, which is a big group on Telegram that we have with Spezia supporters. And some of these guys are actually seeing Cesena as the revelation of this upcoming season. So after listening to their thesis, is that how you say thesis?
Yeah, I give reasoning.
Yeah, theories. Yes, right, reasoning. I give Cesena more credit, and I learned a bit more about it. So I do hope also for rivalry reasons with Carrarese that Cesena will start with a win, although there is rivalry even with Cesena. But Cesena Carrarese 1.
1. All right.
So I agree with you. Moving on. Reggiana Mantova. I don't know. I think Reggiana is going to win because they play at home. Reggiana Mantova is a new promossa. So Reggiana Mantova 1, although... No, but I like Roberto Tegoni. Roberto Tegoni is a journalist from Reggio Emilia who I recorded 2 episodes last season of Spazio al Prossimo. I really like him. He was protagonist of last night's live as well. He left us a comment, so I appreciate his support. He's almost a friend, although there is big rivalry with the 2 fans between Reggiana and Spezia. So I'm gonna give Reggiana a win. Reggiana Mantova won.
Yeah, this is a interesting game. I think it's kind of two even teams. For that, I think I'll say a draw on this. Probably a 1-1 or 2-2. I think it'll be a good game. An interesting game.
All right. Yeah,
So
I did
X.
place. I was checking. I found my notes. I placed Reggiana in ninth place, I guess. Guys, go check out the video either on Jake's channel or on my channel, and leave us a comment about what you think about the predictions that we made on the previous episode of Speaking Serie B. Do you want to share, taking the opportunity, Jake, to share all your channels where people can find your content? All the links are present in the description, but let's grab the opportunity for a few seconds to give a bit of a promotion of our channels, of our content.
Yeah. So you could follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 𝐏𝐫𝐞-𝐸. There we post daily graphics and news about Cittadella. So that's on Twitter and Instagram at 𝐏𝐫𝐞-𝐸. Then you could visit our website at 𝐏𝐫𝐞-𝐸.com for news, articles, pre-match, post-match recaps, at 𝐏𝐫𝐞-𝐸.com for more on that. And then YouTube, we've been posting our podcasts there more frequently, and we're posting this as well, this video as well, and these Speaking Serie B videos on YouTube as well. And that's also at 𝐏𝐫𝐞-𝐸. Actually, I think it's called 𝐏𝐫𝐞-𝐸 Show. That's what I originally put it as, but searching up 𝐏𝐫𝐞-𝐸, that you'll find it. So that's where you could find us. So go check it out. Think you're muted. I think you.
Sorry, yes, I was drinking some water. I didn't want to make funny noises since I have the bottle from the bicycle. Thank you very much. So as you can read, all the links to our various platforms are in the description of this video. Yes, as far as I'm concerned, you can follow our content on the YouTube channel, Elia, the Italian guy. And we're also on TikTok, on Instagram, and you can find us on Facebook as well. In the meantime, there is the first comment of the night. Leonardo Pisani writes, "Hey guys, Forza Spezia from Texas. I'm between accounts to visit and watching your live." Awesome. Thank you very much, Leonardo, for being here. And if you want to... Go ahead.
Oh, there's Serie B fans from everywhere, from Florida, from Texas, from Arizona, California.
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, this was one of the reasons that inspired me, to ask you to help me out to host this new program, because I know there are several Spezia supporters and supporters of other teams all over the world. Sometimes when we do the lives, we see people from England, one time from Israel. We became basically friends with Leonardo, who's in Texas, and it's just awesome. So let's just share these passions of ours, and let's enjoy the process, wherever it takes us. So thank you, Leonardo. If you want, you are more than welcome to tell us what are your predictions of the games that are remaining for the first round, so that you can become protagonist and participate with us in these predictions, so that if we don't embarrass, we're not the only two embarrassing ourselves if we miss them all. You know what I mean? No, it's part of the fun, so that we can share all these opinions. So Reggiana Mantova, we both gave our predictions, correct?
Yes, you said Reggiana. I say a draw.
Indeed. All right. So the last two games of round one, Frosinone Sampdoria. This is a tough game to predict because Frosinone just got relegated.
Yeah.
Sampdoria, I think, is going to be one of the main protagonists of this upcoming season. So I do hope Frosinone is going to win because of the rivalry with Sampdoria, but I think Sampdoria is going to be able to... Sampdoria is such a good... the players of Sampdoria are making such a good squad. Unbelievable. So, indeed. So, Frosinone Sampdoria 2, although I wish Sampdoria loses, but I think they're going to win. So, Frosinone Sampdoria 2, that's my final. Yeah.
Oh, man, this is a really tough one to call. Yeah, man. I thought this was going to be the first game of the season, but it's two clubs recently in Serie A. I think Frosinone very disappointed to be relegated on the final day last season. Um, you know, uh, I think this might be a game where both teams are very conservative and they don't want to risk too much. So for that, I'm gonna go for a 0-0 draw again. So X.
All right. Leonardo agrees with me. He says that it's going to be a 2 according to his opinion. Stamp will win. The final result will be 1-2. Thank you, Leo. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Yes, I agree. I don't know. I don't know how good you guys are. I mean, I don't know how you guys do it, actually predicting the perfect result. I'm just thinking that Sampdoria somehow is going to win. I can't say, oh, I mean, 3-0, 0-3, or I just don't know. I have no idea. But if I have to, I don't want to use the word bet, but if I have to guess, I would say that Sampdoria is going to get the 3 points on Sunday. The final game of round 1, Cosenza-Cremonese. Jake, you're up.
Yeah, so Cosenza, a team also that's been in Serie B for a long time. I think they kind of, even though they lost to Tino, I don't know. See, now they lost to Tino, I think they will be in that relegation fight after all. I think they will survive at the end, but for this, I do like Cremonese. So for the first time this match day, I'm predicting the away team to win. So I'm going to put Cremonese win. I'll say 2-1.
All right. I would say that I agree with you because I see Cremonese to be one of the strongest teams of this upcoming season, even this season. But I've been predicting so many aways win that I feel like I should be giving an X on this one. But just okay, if I didn't think, if I weren't considering how many away wins I gave, I would give Cremonese 2. So it has to be a 2. Cosenza Cremonese 2. We'll see what happens.
Okay. All right.
And let's see what Leonardo says. Leonardo says Cremonese for me 0-2. Cosenza will be relegated in C, my opinion. Thank you, Leo. You see, we agree. Cool, Leo. We see it, the same way. By the way, if you allow me, Jake, I made it back on time, Leo. I was at the Alberto Pico. I was trying to upload this video from my phone, but I can't. And I went by Curve del Ghiaccio even tonight to go to Porto Venere. And then I made it back by Buon Viaggio. Because being, of course, he lives in Texas, but he's from La Spezia. And tonight, by going to where I went, to Porto Venere, I went by his house, basically. So I always think of him when I go by Curve del Ghiaccio, which is the area in around the Foce, where you have the beautiful view of the city from above. And that's where he's originally from. So I just wanted to let him know. I thought of you, Leo. I thought of you.
Awesome.
Anyhow, Jake, we're going to let the round 2 alone for the next live. We are around the hour for today's live. What are your final thoughts so that we can wrap up today's live? And then, we'll see when to schedule the next one.
First of all, I hope we'll be able to watch this round because, still the TV deal, like we said, is just... is really chaotic, and so hopefully something will come up in these next few hours that we could watch it. Hopefully, if not, fingers crossed that we'll be able to watch. But no, I mean it's a very exciting time of the year. It's also kind of a mystery because we still don't know what teams are going to be good, what teams are going to be bad. So this is kind of the fun of it, and never take any moment for granted in this league because as you realized last season where it was not a guarantee that they'll be in this position the following year. Cittadella, you could say the same for the previous season where they finished 15th. So, I'm looking forward to it. It's another year and, looking also forward to this program. It's going to be really good discussing this every week, both the results and, I think it's just going to get even better and better.
Yeah, the main goal is to have fun while sharing our thoughts, our opinion. And as you said, we'll try to get better based on the feedback that we're going to be receiving, maybe I'll be on time and I'll be more prepared with uploading the video. It would have
Me,
been cool
me
to
too.
share the the images of the 𝐏𝐵𝐸 because I was just there this afternoon and I found it open, so I took the occasion to shoot a quick video. And then I was in Porto Venere, which is beautiful, and I just wanted to share a few images, but I didn't have the possibility to upload them because, one thing is if you're going there by car, but on the bicycle, it wasn't that easy it was easier to get there than it was to come back. So anyhow, I look forward to the opening season also because we start with a very felt game by fans in Pisa. And yes, we'll let you guys know when the next Speaking Serie B episode live will be. And in the meantime, guys, thank you very much. There is one more comment. It's a long one. So first of all, there was Leonardo that was saying that I made him laugh. So thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
And then he writes, I watched the video of Jake when he went to Cittadella Stadium. You see? Awesome. Good for you, man. So great to see an American kid get into Italian soccer team, but not the usual ones. Grazie. See, we really appreciate, the Serie B gains so much interest. Please feel free to share more about it one more time if you want to.
Thank you, Leonardo, for that kind comment. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, that was back in March to our we lost to your rivals, Pisa 1-0. That was a unfortunate game because that marked the 8th straight loss in the season. So that was probably very difficult because I was hearing that you could meet a player or two at a bar because that's how Cittadella is. It's a small town, so it's not uncommon to see that. However, after that 8th straight loss, it was not a good moment to meet everyone, and it was just it was a test atmosphere. But regardless of the result, it was an amazing time. I enjoyed every single moment of it. I got the full real Italian experience because I was in, once again, this small town in Veneto, so it was really I didn't feel like I was in this tourist trap or anything. Like I was in the real Italy, and
authentic.
It was awesome. It was so.
Do you remember what you ate?
Oh yeah, I could go on.
Part of the experience in Italy is gotta be about food and or wine.
Oh yes, I was tiramisu is amazing in Veneto as always. So I had a lot of that. I had a lot of cappuccino and brioche. That's my favorite breakfast. I think I had like 2 a day. That's how much I loved it.
Awesome.
Let's see. I had like other. The thing is, like, I had so many good foods. Like, I forgot the exact name of it, but I could show you pictures. I believe I had like it was like a pork and cheese sandwich, but it was so good. I think it was not a panini. It was I totally forgot the name, but
it's all right. I can't suggest you what it could be because here it like this, like city to city, region to region, there are different ways of making what seems to be the same dish. It's a small world within the nation. Wherever you go, we went to Salerno by car, and I was telling my wife, a life is not enough just to visit Italy. It's awesome. Like wherever you go, you could see a castle, unbelievable, like breathtaking. It's enough. I told her, look, we are driving through a painting. It's like you're in a painting at every moment. Unbelievable. Yeah. So I can't wait for you to get back.
Yeah, like even though like you're from Italy, so like I don't know if you really like for me, like as an American, like it's just like every like little thing of in Italy and is just like it fascinates me. Like the train ride from the Venice airport to Cittadella, it's just like I enjoyed it so much. And I think it was a Sunday morning. I got up early in my hotel and I just decided to go for a walk around the town and just the little streets, the quiet town. It was a cool morning.
Everything amazes you, right?
Oh, it was amazing.
Seriously, we're getting to know each other more and more. That I haven't been back for 7 years. Now I appreciate it more than ever. First of all, I am an adult. by a long shot, actually. You know, I mean, I'm almost 40, so by now I'm not the kid that I used to be when I grew up here. And then being abroad for so long, not by choice, makes me realize how valuable just the smallest things are in my surrounding, and I appreciate it like I've never done before. So that's how I feel, almost as if I were a foreigner now. So I don't take
Yeah.
anything for granted. Anyhow,
Yeah. So
we are at the hour, so I would wrap up today's live, unless you have anything else to add, Jake.
no, that's kind of it. Thank you once again, Ilya, and thank you for everyone for listening in. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 𝐏𝐫𝐞-𝐑𝐨𝐝 and
Indeed.
𝐏𝐫𝐞usa.com. Elia is too. You could go find his stuff at the Elia the Italian guy. And
Indeed.
Speziato on you explain
On
since
Instagram
you
and TikTok.
yeah.
No, but it's perfect. Thank you very much. Yeah, Speziato on Instagram and TikTok, or Elia the Italian guy on YouTube, which is our main channel to share content through. Thank you very much for who followed us live, and for who is going to dedicate his or her precious time once that this video is going to be completely uploaded and no longer live. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you, everyone.
Ci vediamo.